Harry Dent, market collapse in 2-3 years. The economy is already dead. Harry Dent says about a fifth of publicly traded companies are zombies backed by debt. Harry S. Dent Jr., in an interview with Think Advisor, argues that zombie public companies and small business failures, the US economy is dead, and a second incentive will not revive it. Known as Dent, contrarian predicts that the US economy affected by the epidemic will not dip until 2023 in the midst of an enormous bubble created by the Federal Reserve. The crisis ahead is a great detox of the largest financial drug incentive in history, he warns. The stock market will bottom out in late 2022 or early 2023. It will be the lowest stock market of our lives. Dent, 67, correctly called Japan's 1989 economic crash the dot-com collapse and the populist wave that handed the presidency to Donald Trump. It uses appropriate research and is based mainly on estimates based on demographics and trends. As president of HSD Publishing, the Harvard Business School MBA publishes the monthly HS Dent estimate and Rodney Johnson report with free daily insights e-letters. Deniers say Dent is mostly a marketer whose predictions are often wrong. In the interview, he discusses his brutal outlook on the market, distinguishes it mainly from a megaphone model that he sees, and presents an analysis of how stupid money and smart money go in and out. Dent wrote lots of bestsellers. His most recent title is Spending Waves 2019. Think Advisor interviewed the controversial prognosticist on Tuesday. He was talking on the phone from San Juan, Puerto Rico, where he lived throughout the year. Along with the gruesome predictions, Dent gave advice, including the idea of using cheap insurance as a hedge for investors who choose to stay in stocks when the bubble is so late. Here are the highlights of our interview. Harry Dent: I see the economy bottom in 2023 and the market bottom in late 2022 or early 2023. In my interview published on May the 4th, you said the country is in a depression. Did you justify yourself? When COVID hit, we had a brief depression, decreased GDP to equal to 9.5% quarter on quarter, 32.9% year-on-year drop. This is a depression, not a stagnation. We have seen a V-shaped recovery in 80% of the non-travel, non-entertainment sectors. This is industries not heavily affected by COVID. People act now everywhere that we are going to get better. No. Why not? About 19% of publicly traded companies are zombies. They operate but cannot pay the principal and interest on debt services. We have this zombie economy that will continue to stumble. Small businesses cannot and fail to sell the bonds. We will continue to experience more businesses failures early next year. The vaccines will not come out on a large enough scale to be effective until the second or third quarter. When the government comes up with its second stimulus plan and the Fed reacts next year, it will be almost too late. The economy is already dead. Please detail your forecast for the stock market. You know what will hit the fan around December 2022? The cycles I look at point to seeing the lowest stock market of our lives then. Give it or take it. If you buy stocks at the moment, you will never see these lows again. My indicators are really good. As long as central banks are not dealing with the economy so dramatically as is, in late 2008 and early 2009, they opened the endless money gag, but we can't keep getting an artificial urge. What do you mainly base your market forecast on? I see a megaphone pattern. The trend line rises with every new high, but the trend line at the bottom is falling. Low dip started in early 2018. Bottoms keeps falling. We're currently doing a hit rally where he tried to pass but failed. Since the high of the bubble in January 2018, we have had corrections that have taken us to new lows. Then the market takes us to new highs with incentives, and then we have a new decline. What does your megaphone model predict? The market cannot rise. We're really approaching a summit. 42% drop in next new low S&P. The Nasdaq could drop 50%. What could happen when there is another stock collapse and the market reaches that low? Investors have finally said, we have seen enough. No matter how much they revive, we always have another crisis and the economy is failing again. Do you know why it failed? Because he's dead. Banks continued to lend the zombie companies and encourage them, all of them. The central banks have created a big monster, and it will eventually look like a fool's game. Why is the stock market hitting record levels right now? As long as this market is rising and improving rapidly, people don't see too many negative risks. So stupid money buys search options with 10 times leverage. How do you lose? Buy in this market. If it fails, the Fed will pull it up again. And that's what they do. What does smart money do? Selling to this rally for the last 5 months. Why are you saying we can't keep getting artificial stimuli? The Fed cannot continue printing any more money to try to stop the already dead economy from dying. There are times when a doctor stops trying to wake the heart with a defibrillator and says the patient is dead. This is what we will have at some point. We're going to announce the funeral for this damned economy so we can get back to normal and grow again. You just cannot maintain a dead economy unlimited. So you think these stimulus isn't really helpful? Fed's money printing is becoming less and less effective, but it will take another accident to prove this. We're at a critical point where the markets are rising again, but there is resistance. Who are the stupid money buyers in particular? Stupid money means little traders are burdened with calling options when there was some sort of V-shaped recovery after the COVID collapse in March and the Fed stepped in. The stupid money started investing as if there was no tomorrow. They thought you can't lose. The Fed will always be behind you. They always print more money. Of course, it's really stupid. Why is that? People always break down if they drink heroin or alcohol for a long time. You don't drink 2 liters of vodka a day and you're not spoiled. You either die or you end your detox. This crisis ahead is a major detox of the biggest financial drug incentive in history. It has to happen at some point. When is the problem? Smart money is sold to this rally, as in the 2007 and 2008 crisis. The important thing is that when the smart money decides it's running out, it will start the downtrend that breaks the back of the stupid money. What are your thoughts on the federal budget deficit? This year we have $3 trillion deficit for $4 trillion can go. And this is when we are in a somewhat modestly growing economy. Wait until you are actually in a downturn. We have doubled a federal debt in both administrations since George Bush became president. I see the deficit peak around 2024. How would you summarize your forecasts for the economy and the stock market? We are at the breaking point. You look like a fool to be in my job and guess that the bubble will burst until it happens. Then everyone looks and feels stupid. I prefer to come a little early, while it's going to be a major accident. I'm looking forward to an end where this whole and can get things back to normal and help people reimagine the future. Most of the idea, comment, information, and criticism containing in these videos have been created by Daily News Report. Before making any important investment decision, use the information contained in these videos as a starting point for conducting your own research. If you make any investment or legal decision, it is advised to consult an expert before making this decision.